What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. White man comes up with the wildest conspiracy about America. Listen, this one's wild. Now, you know America, we're full of conspiracies. Because, you know, white folks can come up with some shit. Alright? White folks can come up with some shit. And they will believe that shit to the death of them. Alright? Especially when they love their conspiracies. And one of the greatest pastime of a white American is to have a conspiracy about some shit. I mean, you got people like Dale off King of the Hill. Motherfucker had a conspiracy about everything. There are people like that, right? And some of them are quite entertaining. We know that most of it's bullshit. We're like, okay. What are you smoking on? What have you been puffing on? What was you sniffing on early in your life to get you this way? All right? But this guy right here, now he got one I think I can believe. I'm like, if you put all the pieces together, this conspiracy, all right, sounds the most truthful out of all. I'm gonna put my stamp on this one right here, that if you hear about this shit one day, just know that I was one of the first ones who agreed with this conspiracy. I think this one might be true. Anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think about this conspiracy in the comment section. And is there any other conspiracies like this that we need to know about? Anyway, that's Afro Think Tank. Learn some, teach some. I'm out.
What if the conspiracy is back when America was formed, our founding fathers were actually the super rich people at the top of society, and they wanted to have control of it instead of the British government? So they whipped up a bunch of grievances and then paid a bunch of poor people to fight a war for them for independence. And then when that war was done, they pit their poor white workers against their enslaved black workers. And they pitted those poor white workers against the native population, who they said, hey, you can go steal their land, to make sure that that white working population would never band together with the enslaved people or the natives, because that would be a threat to their power. And then, what if they took that system and just kept renewing it year after year after year until they not only controlled the eastern seaboard, but the entire continental United States? What if all of this came to a head with a civil war in the 1800s? That led to the abolition of slavery as a strategic measure to undermine the power of the South, because their labor force was predominantly made up of enslaved people. But what if that abolition stopped short of full equality because the same elite wanted to keep up the class divide between their white middle class and their formerly enslaved working class, and their targeted for genocide native class? So rather than make good on their promise of 40 acres and a mule to all of the formerly enslaved people, they instead compensate the former slave owners, who then use their massive pools of wealth to make another system almost identical to slavery, but with a different facade, so they could keep up the wealth inequality that let them believe that they were superior to black people in the general. And what if they maintain that inequality all through industrialization, because it was materially advantageous to those super rich to keep their underclasses divided. And they did that all the way up until the civil rights movement, when there was massive pushback against it. So they offered them some piecemeal concessions while all the while maligning communism and socialism, the systems that would actually address the inequality that they were using to control the American populace and our entire way of life, social structures, governmental structures, educational structures, institutional structures. While they also undermined those civil rights movements and assassinated their leaders. And then over the next 50, 60 years, as people forgot the urgency and the need of those moments, those same super rich elites harken back to this time of even greater wealth and social inequality as some sort of golden era for America, so they can build support for a large fascist movement whose promise is to go back to a time before women had the right to vote, or before segregation had been abolished, or before slavery had been abolished, because they really liked the wealth and control that those versions of society gave them. And what if they have a vested interest in spreading racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, ableist ideas, classist ideas, to continue to divide the population that is beneath them so that they can continue to maintain their control and possibly push us back into one of these even more horrible versions of the system we have now? What if that's the conspiracy?
Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan.
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.